Cook that shit up, Quay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Dimes Only Podcast, 47th episode. But we've seen better ones, or should I say I've seen better ones. To my right, my co-host Jorge Hernandez. I'm not even going to ask you, George, congratulations, man. If you guys know, if you're regular tuners, whatever that means, to the show, you know what I'm talking about. Floor is yours, man.
I know, man. I didn't think, like, in my lifetime at least, this was gonna happen. Actually, with Jokic, it was probably like a chance. But I don't know if you ever remember me saying, "Hey, if Denver ever were to win a championship, I'm the only one that you know is not a bandwagon." I don't know if I ever asked you that.
Yeah, I think.
Hopefully, this is the case this year. I feel like we have to now this year. I feel like it's not our only chance, but the best chance, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'm excited. I'm happy. I can't wait for June 1st. It's gonna be a dogfight.
It is, man. Whoever comes out of the East, it is gonna be a dogfight, man. You know, I'm willing enough to say that, you know, I gotta eat crow. You said. Well, first you picked the Lakers, and then I forced you to pick the Nuggets for some reason, and then you just kept on going down on how many games, and it ended up being a sweep. And you know, I gotta give it to you, man. Props to the Denver Nuggets. The better team won, number one seed for a reason. You guys were great all year long, and now you guys are going to a stage that you guys never been to, and you guys honestly deserve it. Jokic, clearly, I think maybe prisoner of the moment, but the best player in the world is Nikola Jokic. He's shown it. I think he showed it all year long. Didn't get the MVP, but he showed it all year long, and he most certainly showed it in the playoffs when it matters the most. I know you were a little worried because you say that you guys always choke and whatnot, but you know, this year, from what it looked like, especially after that Game 3, I told myself, I even told you guys, like, this reminds me of that 2021 Giannis Antetokounmpo run, where, you know, things are just going your way. The best player is playing like the best player. The best team is the best team. I think just everything is clicking for the Denver Nuggets. Excellent coach in Mike Malone, best player in the world. A great number 2 in Jamal Murray. Depth just all over. Wings. You guys defend. You guys have the best offense in the league. So just everything's clicking. Everything's going the right way. You guys deserve it very much. And obviously, you know, I'm sad. I'm upset, especially going out the way we did, getting swept like that. But, you know, better team won. It just, you know, it hurts. It's painful. But I'm super proud. I'm so proud of my Lakers from where we were at 2-10 to being, you know, to making it to Western Conference Finals as a 7 seed, in the backs of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You know, I'm super proud of this team. Obviously, the Lakers have higher expectations, no matter what seed they are in. Always high expectations, and it's always championship or bust. But to make it this far from where we started off, I'm just so proud of this team. And I never would have thought we'll make it this far. And just to know that we did, and also losing to the better team as well, I would call it a successful year, I guess you would say, even though it is always championship or bust. But, you know, from where we started off, very proud of this team.
I'm just hoping, you know, first finals, hopefully the bright lights doesn't get to them, to Denver. Mm-hmm. You know, we've seen it a couple of times with the Phoenix Suns when they played the Bucks. Mm-hmm. But fun fact, you know how I'm superstitious about if I watch my team, I feel like they do better. So far, they've only lost one game every game I've seen.
Was it that Timberwolves game?
The Timberwolves game. Because of the 2 they lost to Phoenix, I didn't watch those games, and they lost. Mm-hmm. But after that, I saw the other 2, and then we won. So far, only one game has been lost since I've seen it, since I've watched. But overall, I feel like Jamal Murray stepped up when he needed to. He had a rough year when he tore that ACL. I think we could put him right now up there, and not as far as like a Trae Young, I don't know, Drew Holiday, those like good point guards. Not elite yet, but he's a killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do give props to the Lakers. You know, everyone didn't think they were gonna make the playoffs. They were in the play-in, and then my boy LeBron. I still don't want to hear no disrespect. You gotta protect them.
Oh, you're still gonna get it. You're still gonna get it.
But let me tell you this: people are hating on LeBron for losing. His legacy's gonna get hurt. Jordan would never. But think about it.
Or Curry would never.
Look at the expectations you're holding up for LeBron. He's 38 years old in his 20th season, and you're expecting him to carry a Lakers team to the championship.
As a 7 seed.
As a 7 seed. Look at the expectation he has. Where with Jordan, did he retire at 38? He was with the Wizards.
Yeah, I think he already retired.
Yeah, and you're not expecting that from Jordan back then. When Kobe was 38 RIP, but he
actually retired at 37.
At 37, yeah. Huh? Yeah, so think about it. You're expecting a 38-year-old LeBron. He came in the first half, gave you 30 points. And I know you guys are talking about that second half, but he's 38, played the whole first half. Like, what do you expect? Like there's no reason why I should hear no LeBron slander. I'm just going to defend my boy. His legacy is still up there.
Yeah.
Good.
Most definitely. But sadly, you are still going to get it. Just, it's ridiculous because this guy has overcome everything. All the expectations, all the hype, he surpassed it. Coming into the league, he had mountain high expectations. He surpassed them all. And still, to this day, 20 years later, 38 years old, 4 MVPs, 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs. And you're still holding him to these high expectations, and even when he doesn't meet them, or whatever, you still bash him. What more? The goalpost moves further and further every time LeBron meets it. You say LeBron can't do this, he does it. Okay, well he can't do this, he does it. Oh well, he can't do. It moves back. It moves further and further away, and we don't do that with any other player in NBA history. That just goes to show this dude's different. This dude is the best. Is the best we've ever seen. Is the best we're probably ever gonna see, at least in our lifetimes. And people still don't give him the credit that he deserves. You don't do this with any other player, and that just goes to show how great he is, George. And it's fascinating to me. I mean,
I still think LeBron's like that didn't hurt him because obviously,
of course not.
If anything, if you blaming someone, you probably blame would be AD because I think he'd be the first option now on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not LeBron because 38 years old. I don't think there was much he can do.
I mean, this season alone, okay, 13 seed. He was getting bashed for that. They're not gonna make the playoffs. They make the play-in. They're not gonna win the play-in. They win the play-in. They're not gonna beat Memphis. They beat Memphis. They're not gonna beat Golden State, the defending champions. They beat them. It's like you keep on saying he's not gonna do this. He does it. Well, obviously not just him, but obviously he's a leader of the team of the Lakers, and they just overcame these odds just like he's done all his career. And people are saying that this is gonna affect his legacy. He already went as far as a 7 seed could go, and they lost to the better team.
Yeah.
Why? How is this gonna affect us? If anything, this adds on to his legacy. He overcame all the odds. Rob Pelinka gave him a hell of a job, and he did what he's supposed to do. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. They just, they ran into a juggernaut in the Nuggets, and GM. Here we are. No, not La GM. Rob Pelinka, I'm gonna give him his flowers. He did what he was supposed to do. He shut me up because I was a Rob hater. Not a hater, but just I did not believe in Rob, and to do what he did, hats off to him. Because of this, I have full confidence in what he's going to do this offseason. I'm 100% confident in the Lakers brass and what they're going to do. I'm confident they're going to get a backup center, which is what they need. I'm confident they're going to get wing defenders, wing players, which is what they need. And I'm confident that Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, or at least Austin Reeves, is going to be back in purple and gold. That is priority number one. We need to sign Austin Reeves. And if we could sign Rui Hachimura too, that would be fantastic as well. A lot of talk is going to be about Kyrie too, and about some other big-time free agents too. But Austin Reeves, priority number 1 for the purple and gold.
And don't forget, the retirement thoughts on it. I hope he doesn't retire. Like he said, he's better than 90 to 95%.
LeBron James, after his press conference, he said that he is considering retirement. Nothing official yet. He's gonna think about it. And what do you say?
That he said that he's still better than 90 to 95% of players in the league, and I totally agree with them. I hope he doesn't retire. I feel like he has 1 or 2 more years, maybe till 40. To be honest with you, because he did get hurt, but when he was healthy, he had no signs of slowing down when he was healthy. So hopefully he stays at least 1 or 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, we want LeBron to stay, right? I mean, he's the best player we've ever seen, at least. And for someone that great to leave the game, it hurts. I mean, like when Kobe left, that was a sad day.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a great leaving their sport, it sucks. Because they make the game better and things like that. But I don't think LeBron's going to retire. I think LeBron is the one who wants to have a retirement tour. Yeah. So he'll maybe come into the season and say, hey, this is my last year. I'm going to retire. So he get the love, the praise that he most certainly deserves. I'm not calling LeBron a liar and saying, he's not considering retiring, because I honestly think he's considering it, giving it some thought. Mm-hmm. But I think we will see LeBron James back in the purple and gold in 2023, 2024. And maybe he will go into the season and say, hi, I'm going to retire. But I don't think this is the last we've seen of LeBron. I think, like you said, at least 1-2 years max.
Or maybe it's a tactic like, hey, I'm thinking about retirement unless you can get me Kyrie or
maybe
stuff like that. Speaking about retirement, just wanted to bring it up real fast. Carmelo Anthony did not get a retirement tour.
That's right.
So sad. One of my favorite players, one of the best scorers in the league. And he retired. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony retired 2 days ago. Yesterday. 2 days.
I think yesterday.
Yesterday. Congratulations to him.
Today's Tuesday, Monday. He retired Monday.
Congratulations to him. Although he does not have a championship ring, he does have an NCAA chip. So
and 3 gold medals.
A 3 gold medal. Thank you, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony, another great in this game, in the game of basketball. If you are a hooper, if you know ball, Carmelo Anthony is pivotal for the mid-2000s, early 2010s, one of the greatest scorers of all time.
Before Curry, everyone wanted to be Melo.
Melo, man. And yeah, he's a phenomenal basketball player. Used to be beloved in Denver. Now there's another 15 that's beloved, of course. Went on to New York and did his thing there. And then after New York, he kind of had a struggle finding a home. Last played with the Lakers last year, and he did pretty solid there. Went into this as a free agency. No one picked him up, unfortunately, but hell of a career. I think a first ballot Hall of Famer. 25,000 points. I think he's top 25 in scoring in the entire league. Multiple time All-Star, All-NBA. So, he is one of the greats. I think he's a top 75 player too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
You can't leave him out.
And I think he's gonna be missed, and definitely an all-time great.
And fun fact: the team that drafted him beat the team he last played for.
That's right. Yeah.
So, fun fact.
I know.
But anyway, thank you again.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck in retirement, Carmelo, and we'll see what else he has in store. Mm-hmm. What else he's gonna do in his journey in his life. So, anything else you want to speak on regarding your Nuggets or anything else in the series?
I just hope they can keep up this streak, man. They're hot, and they haven't lost a home game, so
they have not.
Hopefully and we can take those 2.
Yeah, and most likely you guys are going to start off at home because the Miami Heat are up 3-1 in their series, George, against the 2 seed Boston Celtics. And, of course, I always say this, but just like we all predicted, right?
I guess we.
You were talking some.
I was
about the Heat.
I was. I think also a big part of the Celtics is the coaching, man. That guy's like
Joe Mazzulla.
Joe Mazzulla's getting out coached by Eric Spoelstra, which Eric Spoelstra arguably top 10, top 5 coach ever.
Ever? Probably from the time you started watching
from
basketball.
NBA though.
Yeah, from the time you started watching.
I mean, you have Pop, you have Phil Jackson, George Karl. Would you put George Karl? George Karl never won anything.
No, not top 5.
Phil Jackson, Greg Pop. Who else?
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
You got oh my God, from Detroit. Chuck Daly, Coach Daly. He coached Dream Team.
But you would put Eric Spoelstra won what? 4 rings? 5? 4?
Oh, he has 3. No. He has 2. He has 2 rings.
With Bron.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10 then.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, he's getting out coached by Eric Spoelstra, and the Celtics are just not meant for the bright lights, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't be so quick to say that. Celtics won Game 4 in convincing fashion after the Heat were up at halftime by 6. They won. Heat ended the third quarter on the the Celtics ended the third quarter on an 18-0 run, pretty much just stealing that game, and they will now head back to Boston for a Game 5. And you know that Boston crowd is gonna be rocking and rolling. I wouldn't be surprised if the Boston Celtics take Game 5. All the momentum on their side, obviously getting a big road win, much needed road win, must win.
Well, every game
Game 4.
Win now.
Yeah, every game is now, but a must win on the road. They got it done. They will now head back home. But remember, George, no team has ever came back down 0-3. And I don't expect it to happen as well. We've seen Miami win 2 games on the road against this Boston team. So don't be surprised if the Heat end it on the road. But I think Boston's going to push to a Game 6, and I think that's when we'll see it end there. Hemi Buckets. If you don't know who Hemi Buckets is, that's Jimmy Buckets, who you could argue is the best player in the playoffs. You could argue it. I don't think he's the best player in the playoffs. I think we've seen that in the Western Conference. But he is doing his thing. He's talking his talk to Grant Williams. Grant Williams wanted the smoke, appeared to want the smoke. He clearly did not, George. And we've seen that in Game 2 and Game 3.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler is like, you can't poke the bear as well. And going back, maybe the top player, he might even be third because Jamal Murray's coming in. Huh?
Yeah,
because now you are arguing. So Jokic, I feel like doubt is number 1.
Yeah.
Now you're arguing Jimmy Butler or Jamal Murray because now Jamal Murray is a killer. When it comes to crunch time, he sparks it.
He's scary.
So, I mean, and he did average 32 this Western Conference Finals. So, I don't know. That's a debate. That's the debate, the second spot. Number 1 spot, I feel like it's taken. But, yeah, Jimmy Butler is a dog. But, you know, he's getting a lot of help from Bam. But I was watching the game today, and I was like, bro, it's just like named player, like big name player, just Bam and
Jimmy.
And then you have Laurie and Love.
Yeah, maybe if you want to put Kyle. Yeah.
But they're like already not the same.
They're past. Yeah, they're not what they were
of their time. So this makes me wonder if they win, like how do they even match up with our team?
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're dogs though. They're dogs. They have a fight. They did earn my respect. I know I was talking hella mess to them, but
I don't know if you did on air, but I know to me at least you were talking a lot of mess on Miami.
But I tip my hats off to them. Great team, great coaching, and you know they're proving something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a team we had losing. They're playing too.
We did, man. Like I said before, I mean, we just seem to forget about Jimmy in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. He proved it in 2020 when he beat the number 1 seed Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then he did it last year. He led the Heat to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost to this Boston team, and then he's doing it again, getting them past the play-in, getting them past the number 1 seed again in Giannis, getting them past in New York, and then having this commanding 3-0 lead, now a 3-1 lead against Boston, and on the verge of going to his second NBA Finals in his career and his second as a member of the Heat. This would be Miami's second appearance in 3 years, and their chance at a 4th title. But then again, you guys have a chance at your first NBA title, your first NBA Finals. Up 3-1, I mean, I guess, is it safe to say you guys are going to face Miami?
I think so.
I mean, no one's ever come back 0-3. Dude,
but I like about Jimmy Butler, he talks that talk.
He does.
Last year, so when they got eliminated by Celtics, he said, we'll be back and we'll be better. And he came
Everyone's
back.
Everyone's like, yeah,
and he came back, and he is showing up, backing up his talk. And he talks when he's down, too, and then he backs it up when he talks. He was talking mess to Drew Holiday in that first round, and then he won that game, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like Jimmy Butler. I like the Bulls Jimmy Butler, too. Bulls Jimmy Butler was a dog, too. Yeah. Imagine how D. Rose and Jimmy Butler.
Oh, man, that would be something. That would be, oh, man, that duo would be something.
Mm-hmm. Because D. Rose was there. Was not healthy anymore. No. But healthy
or at least it wasn't the same D. Rose
as
we came to.
Imagine a healthy D. Rose with Jimmy Butler.
I know, man. Yeah, but I mean, like even that Jimmy Butler, I mean, he was just barely coming into his own, right? You've seen maybe some flashes. I don't know if he won most improved, I think, in the 15-16 season.
Yeah, I think
NBA most improved.
He was a really high pick, like not high pick, but
he
like
was 30th.
30th, yeah.
30th overall picks. Yeah, at the end of the first round.
I meant high as in like, far numbers.
Yeah.
High numbers, not like one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Jimmy Butler, this is crazy. I mean, and to think that Philadelphia let him go in essence, right? And what could have been with Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid.
But they did play, but the thing is, wasn't he having problems with Philly?
Well, he was having problems with Minnesota. Remember that whole fiasco about him and Karl-Anthony Towns going at it, him beating the first stringers with the third stringers.
Yeah, well, I heard that there were G League players, like the starters of the G League players, like fresh like legs and stuff. I think in the podcast someone talks about it, but anyway.
I think that was Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague was talking about how they weren't even third stringers; they were like G League players, but they're like fresh legs, So like, who are
that doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't make it better. Player, but Jeff Teague,
yeah, I know. Yeah, that whole story is crazy. Just how he wanted to get out of Minnesota, he goes to Philly, and then now he signs a big deal with the Miami Heat. And I think you could say, in essence, that contract with the Miami Heat, that's a really good contract. I mean, you're on the verge of going to your second NBA Finals and having a shot at winning it all. I mean, once you get an NBA Finals, I mean, you get two of the best teams. I mean, it might not look like that for the Miami Heat because they're the 8th seed, but clearly Denver is the best team in the league. And then you could probably say maybe the hottest team in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but
I kind of feel like if you say the hottest team, that's kind of discrediting them a little bit because you could just say, oh, they're just on a roll.
As far as like hottest, maybe because the names, they don't have the names, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can say it like that. Just because they don't have the big names. So only Jimmy and Bam.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you even look at Jimmy, you're like, is he a really, really big name? Right? His game, without a doubt, is big.
Yeah.
But you think about Jimmy alone. Like, you even think about just, not a month ago, but maybe like a month and a half ago. Okay, best players in the league. You're going to say Curry. You're going to say KD. You're going to say Bron. You're going to say Jokic. You're going to say Embiid. You're not going to put Butler until maybe like the 14th.
You even put Tatum over him. Like
Tatum, exactly. Tatum. Maybe even Jaylen Brown, right? So Giannis, AD, obviously, AD.
Bron.
Yeah, Jimmy's not going to be maybe like past the 10th name, right?
Nah.
Maybe.
He probably would have been like 15.
Yeah, right? So,
yeah.
It just goes to show that the best players shine bright in the playoffs, and he's clearly showing that to be so. Nuggets Heat. I don't think we would have expected this to be the NBA Finals, but it looks like we're gonna get.
Well, we go back to our predictions.
Oh yeah.
I had Denver like 4th, 3rd. I think. I did not expect them to beat this.
I actually had the Bucks winning it all this year.
I had
the Bucks winning it all.
Who did I have? Did I have Celtics? Cause no, I did have Nets in the championship. I had Nets, Suns.
No, not the Nets. Going into the playoffs?
No,
or you mean going into
like the beginning of the season?
Oh wow, beginning of the season.
I think I did have Nets.
Beginning of the season, I think I had the Bucks still. Yeah,
I think I might have had.
I'm gonna
Nets.
be confident in saying that October, buddy, 2020, 2022 had the Bucks winning the NBA Finals.
New Year, New You.
Yeah, dude.
Good shit, good shit.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be good. So, by the time we're back here, we'll definitely know the actual NBA Finals, and we'll give you guys our predictions there. I think it's pretty obvious what this guy's gonna choose, but we'll see in how many games, right? We'll see.
I actually have a number of mine already. If it's the Heat.
If it's the Heat,
which I'm pretty sure it is.
Me personally, I hope it's the Heat. You guys already know how I feel about that. But we'll see. I think this NBA Finals should be pretty good. And you know, it's funny, George, because like I see NBA fans. I don't know if you've seen that meme. I think KD tweeted this. He's like, it's funny that how the NBA fans don't like the NBA or something like that. I don't know if you've seen that tweet.
I didn't, but I guess I know where he's coming from.
So it's like in essence because NBA fans always
want the big name,
bitch and moan about something, and it's like, how are you not happy with what's resulting? Yeah. Right. If you claim to be an NBA fan, you don't like anything about the NBA. What it's giving you, right?
I think this new generation of basketball players or kids or whatever aren't gonna like this finals. Mm-hmm. But it's real basketball, bro. Yeah. Like this is real basketball where the best it can get. Like this is all fundamental, bro. Mm-hmm. And it's going. What I like is going back to the big man, like. You know, you had Tim Duncan, you had Hakeem, you had Shaq, you have Jokic. Like he's dominating. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a center as the best player in a while.
Yeah, probably since Shaq in the early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah,
so it's good to see, and it shows you how easy it is to. I was telling Javi how easy it is to run an offense around a good big. Or a big in general.
Yeah. I mean, especially a big like Jokic. Yeah. Because he's just so skilled. He can handle the ball. His passing, he's you could argue he's the best passer in the league. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy to say about a 7-footer who can shoot the ball anywhere. Pull up, post, top of the key, corner, like anywhere. And and his circuit shots are just crazy. Like you think about it, that circuit shot that he took yesterday to extend the lead in the fourth quarter. That's kind of like his normal shot. He just maybe just put it maybe like a couple inches back. Yeah, and just launched it.
Now people could call it luck, but he did 3 on them. I don't know if 3 is lucky,
Yeah, I mean at this point you just not say okay. He probably just practices that.
Randomly.
Yeah, man, he's insane. But hurts. But at least the better team won. Yeah. Better team won, and I believe that's going to be the same once we get to the NBA Finals. The better team's going to win. Because you're facing this team maximum 7 times. Yeah. I think the better team's going to win eventually, right?
Well, we'll see who's a better team. Because, but it's still, hopefully it's a good one, but.
It is.
I kind of have a number in mind already if it's the Heat. So it'll be same results whatever team it is, but different numbers of games.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll get to that next week. But to cap things off, George, and of course, if you guys have been following us, we brought this up from time to time. Mm-hmm. But George, you finally, after 50 years and 2 months, you finished The Sopranos. Finally.
So let me tell
review because we've been waiting for this, and by we I mean me. Waiting for this.
Let me tell you something quick about me, a little something about myself.
A
little tidbit about myself. I'm not a big binge watcher. I used to be, but I'm not a binge watcher like that anymore. Where I could just watch a show and I'll finish it like in a week.
Yeah.
It takes me time. I don't know why.
Time.
Yeah, time. But I'm not a big fan of binge watching, not anymore. But yeah, I finally finished The Sopranos. Great show. I know it was a controversial ending when it happened, like at the time of the show, because the show premiered 99 and it's 2007. And at the time, it was a controversial ending. People didn't like it. People were like, what happened? But I don't know if whoever's watching it or is gonna watch it.
Well, I mean, this show has been out for more than 16 years, so we're gonna spoil it. If you haven't seen it by now, I mean, what are you doing, really?
Anyway, very recommended Sopranos. I love that show. Something like the dialogue's really good. Let me tell you that if you like action a lot, this show's probably not.
This has it at times.
It has it at times, but mostly it's dialogue. You know, they be cracking jokes, the way they talk, and you have to be. It's really dense. You got to really pay attention to the dialogue. Yep. Just a couple of times where I wasn't paying attention, I had to go back. Oh, what did you say? And whatever. And then, like, this show is I give it a 5 out of 5. It's just amazing. The character's amazing. Each character is amazing. Yeah. They develop each character right. And let me tell you something.
Me and you both hate these characters as well. But even then, even when they're on scene, you know, it's always something good.
The character development is crazy in that show. Everyone, you get a little piece of everyone. And let me tell you something. You cannot fall in love with a character in that. You can't fall in love with no character.
You made that mistake, huh?
I made that mistake. And then you get heartbroken. Don't fall in love with the characters. But the development is crazy. They build it up so good. Yeah. Like, you know, he's the best anti-hero, like you said.
Oh, yes.
You hate him, but you want to see him succeed. Yeah. And in the end, you're like, no, hopefully this didn't happen. Yeah. Hopefully, like, whatever. But it's funny because you can say, hopefully it didn't happen, but what is there even to watch anymore? Finish type. Like,
yeah, because the ending just, boom, that's it.
It doesn't show you anything.
You know what? And when I was watching theories and reviews, when I had finished it, I had seen that people thought that their cable went out.
Yeah,
when they were watching live, and people were like, "Wait, what the hell happened? What happened?" Because it cuts off, and then it's blank, and then maybe like a couple seconds after, that's when the credits roll, right?
Yeah.
And that was like one big thing. If you watched it live, the actual finale in back in 2007, like people were like, "What the hell happened?" But you know, there's a bunch of theories how it ended. But just real quick, my real quick assessment, because I'm glad you finally finished it. This show, The Sopranos, to me, it's like top 3, easily. This show has everything. The writing in it is probably the best writing you're ever gonna see in a show, at least maybe in our lifetimes. There's so many hidden little things in there that you catch, that maybe if you don't catch it, you got to watch back and look. It's so funny. It's so real. It's so deep. It's not just another classic mob thing. Yeah, there are times where it could seem like that. Yeah. But it's a lot deeper than that. It's about family.
Yeah, and
it's about both sides of the family, right? The mob family and the actual family. And there's a lot of shit that they go through. There's a lot of little things that they put into the show. And man, I love it.
I feel like regular people can connect to him a little bit as far as like the family thing, like family struggles. I mean, kids are gonna be kids, you know, going through these obstacles you gotta get over. I know he's having trouble with his wife and all this stuff, so I feel like it's relatable at some point. Obviously, when like none of us relate to the mafia side of it, but we relate to the regular family side of it, where we go to struggle his mental health. He's going to
he's going through depression. He has anxiety.
He's going to the therapist, you know, talking to someone. So he's like a regular person, but at the end of the day, he doesn't show it. You know, he hides it all in. Yeah. Very, very good show. You know, Steve Buscemi comes out in it.
Yeah.
He comes
Tony
out in Grown Ups. Tony too. And you know, I don't know, this show, now that it finished, I finished it. It finished a long time ago. But now that I finished, I feel like there's a piece of me that went with it. Like, okay, now I don't have nothing to watch. And like I said, I'm not a big binge watcher, so like always got lazy to not watch like Breaking Bad, and that's next though. Like I'm starting. I'm kind like with this show kind of brought me back to like now I'm navigating through shows again.
Yeah.
Like The Office took me a while too because it was long. It just when I see something long, I'm like, do I really want to? Because the whole idea of me binging is not like there anymore. But I'm gonna watch that next. But yeah, this show's amazing.
Yeah. So actually wanted to ask you, where do you rank this now? Now that you completed it, you finished it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Where does it rank for you personally?
Well, I put it at number 1.
Insane.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad, and then I'll let you know if it tops it off.
The Sopranos walked, so Breaking Bad could have run. If there was no Sopranos, I promise you, there was no Breaking Bad. And I'm not just saying that just to say it. Creator of Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan, said it himself. He said, "This is, the anti-hero of Bryan Cranston and Walter White. That gave, Tony Soprano gave birth to that in essence. First anti-hero, someone that we are rooting for, who we really shouldn't be rooting for.
Yeah. And
then that's also the case with Breaking Bad, Walter White in it, right? I mean, yeah, he's a main character. We want to root for him, but we really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that's just,
person.
Horrible person. But that's just, it's great. Oh man, yeah, I love it. So another thing too. I mean, like this could be the best. To me, I think it's the best show of all time. Like really, just the characters, everything that goes into it. But I know you said you're not really into binging. But what show do you have next? Anything that?
Well, right now I'm doing the movies.
Okay.
I'm doing one movie, Harry Potter.
Okay.
I'm watching Harry Potter. I'm on part 4. That's taking me a while too. I started that like 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I probably should have been done with it. Then I'll probably start Breaking Bad, a little bit of Star Wars maybe, and then like balance Star Wars between like Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad, and then from Breaking Bad, I'm probably going to The Wire.
The Wire. The Wire's good.
I have a whole watch list right now.
Yeah, The Wire's good.
So I have the Harry Potter, Star Wars. Obviously, Breaking Bad is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I lied. Breaking Bad, Narcos.
Oh, I love Narcos.
And then
I love Narcos.
And then The Wire.
If you're going to watch Breaking Bad, watch Better Call Saul. If you have not watched Better Call Saul, man, greatest spinoff of all time. No cap. I'm telling you right now. Better Call Saul is the greatest spinoff of all time. Oh, man. That's another good one, bro. Better Call Saul. Watch Better Call Saul.
I also am going to watch the movie of Tony Soprano,
the Jersey.
New York.
Crap.
Not the New York.
I gotta watch that
Newark, yeah.
The Saints of Newark.
Saints
right?
of Newark.
Something like that.
Yeah, it has to do with Motasani's dad. So Chris, his dad.
Yeah. If you know, you know. George, real quick. I know you gave me a theory on the ending of The Sopranos.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you want to just summarize it up real quick because I have a list right here of different theories here. So if you want to say yours first, and then I'm a.
So I give credit to my coworker for this one. Well, there's 2 theories I saw. So one, give credit to my coworker. The other one I just saw online. So there's a scene where he's skipping through, those old-fashioned restaurants, the diners when you could see the jukes box.
Yeah.
He was flipping through the songs, and there's one that said, however, I think it's like, however you see or however you perceive it or something like that. I think that was a sign to show us, unless I'm reaching, you perceive the ending however you want to see it.
Yeah.
Type. But the other one that my coworker told me was, okay, so should I spoil it?
No, dude, this shows.
All right,
come on, dog.
But if people watch it like now, well, anyway,
then skip this part.
Skip this part. Okay, so I'm gonna make it short. So he kills. Oh, I know. He kills somebody that knows his whole life story, knows everything he's done, and when he kills it, he goes to the casino, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm free now. I'm free," or whatever, saying he killed that person, and there's no one that could stop him because he killed that person that knows everything about him. So through the show, we're seeing all this bad stuff, everything he does.
Tony Soprano.
So Tony Soprano, we follow up, we see everything he does, all the bad stuff. So we know everything about him. So at the end, you know how Buddy says, everything just goes pitch black.
It just cuts off.
It cuts off. So it's in essence, we get taken out, we get killed,
we get whacked.
We get whacked because we know everything that he's done. So there's no more witnesses to whatever he did.
Yeah.
So us, the screen going pitch black is like us dying because we just went pitch black. That's it.
That's a good one. Okay. So there are a couple theories right now. I'm on CBR.com. Best theories about Sopranos controversial ending. I'm going to just go through them real quick. Tony was shot to death in the diner. That's kind of like the most common one that I've heard. I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened. Because, like you said, we're viewing this through Tony's eyes. We go through him, through all the ups, through all the downs. And I think him getting cut off like that. But I also do like how the theory about us getting whacked in essence, right? But I think that Tony dies in that diner. And then maybe his whole family does too. Another one here, a paranoid life constantly looking over his shoulder. I'm not really sure what that means.
Yeah, like his whole life, he's just going to be looking over his shoulder, like worry about other people. Like, you know, in that scene.
Well, because
he's watching.
Yeah.
So,
because his family got whacked. A couple. His mom family got whacked a couple episodes.
So you see the guy at the diner. Then you see the two guys coming in, and then he just constantly living his life like that.
This one's good actually. So this one, Tony died in season 5, and season 6 was his transition into the afterlife.
Okay.
That one's good. All right, another one. Tony is in hell. I mean, he kind of deserves it. Yeah. if we're being real. Let's see another one. Yeah, this one. It was the audience that got whacked.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. And that's pretty much
There's another theory that the guy who walked in
and the guy with the members only jacket, right?
That's what you're talking about? Yeah. That's Eugene's brother.
Yes, the one who hung himself.
Yep.
Yeah. That's another one I heard too. That supposedly that's his jacket.
Yeah.
And that's that he went there to get revenge. Which, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because he walks in, he sits down right there at the bar, not at the bar.
Yeah.
And then he gets up, goes to the restroom. Tony's watching him, right? And then he goes to the restroom, and then goes to the restroom that's on his right side.
Mm-hmm.
And who comes to the door?
Meadow.
Meadow comes to the door.
Meadow,
right?
and then
he looks up,
and
then that's it. So maybe he's coming to the side and he shoots him like that. Maybe, you know. But I think that is what's great about the ending is that, you know, you have your mind to explore. You have your own little judgments. You have your own little theories. I think all those theories we read are great. You could do that, but it's open ended.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes this show great. Not everything has to be explained, right?
Doesn't
I mean,
and there's a lot of stuff that is left unexplained in that show.
Just like I also love how like when Dr. Malfi gets raped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not everything has to be like superhero or like, you know, rainbows and sunshines. Oh, we caught him, right? He doesn't get caught. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but
actually, there's
a theory on that.
No, remember they do. I don't know if they kill him or they go beat him up.
Nah, not him.
Yeah, I think. Damn, I think he goes and Tony finds out, and they find out where he.
No,
works.
He doesn't find out. Yeah, I think you're talking about someone else though, but it's definitely not him.
Well, we'll check. Check online.
All right.
But yeah, it's not explained. A lot of stuff left unexplained. But yeah, and then it's not like, you know, people die in that show, and it's like they die and we forget about it. Not forget about it, but it's just like nonchalant.
Yeah.
Okay, why he got killed? Okay, move on to the next type. It's not like, oh, they don't dwell on that person like, oh, he died or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
But you know that restroom scene too. When he walks in the restroom, I think it was The Godfather too. Also, I don't know which one, but in The Godfather, someone gets whacked like that. That's why people are saying he got whacked.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember reading that.
And then also, Everybody Hates Chris did something similar to that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I think in their final episode or something like that. Yeah, they mimicked what happened in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, George. wrapping up right now. Anything you want to say to our lovely people watching?
No. Thank you guys. If you guys still with us, thank you guys. You know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, comment. We've been doing this for a while now, and we're thinking of upgrading soon on some little adjustments.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's all we got for you guys this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Spotify, YouTube, you know the deal.
Everything.
You guys have a good week.
Peace.
Peace.